hours later.
What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, bringing another World Tanks video, and today I'm going to be conducting a review of the Panther Tier 7 German medium tank leading to the E50M. It does lead to the E50M, I'm pretty sure. It's not the leopard line. Yeah, absolutely. Panther, this was one of the very first mediums that I ever played in, and as you can see recently I free marked the thing, and I had a blast. I had a fantastic time. I actually have 350 games played in this tank. I think it's in the top 5, top 10 most played tanks that I have. And honestly, when I free marked it, it took me, I don't know, between 50 and 100 games. I'm not sure how many. So there were like 250 games that I vaguely remember playing, because this was one of the very first tank lines that I kind of played in. This was 2 years ago when I was a noob, when I was a complete buffoon, when I was a complete twit when it came to playing World of Tanks, and nothing's changed much, right? And I had, as a result, I had this atrocious WN8 in this tank. I kind of I was looking at which tank to free mark next, and I came across the Panther. It was like 800 WN8. That's like 300 average damage. You know, something ridiculously low, absolutely atrocious. And I decided, okay, it should be this tank, because why the hell did I play, you know, 250 odd games in this tank? First of all, I haven't got a clue. I really can't remember, to tell you the truth. And why was my WN8 so low? Not that I'm obsessed with it, but so many games played, and such terrible WN8 because of the fact that, you know, I was just an idiot back then. I was a noob. I was learning. I was trying to figure things out, I guess. You know, I haven't got a clue. I have a vague memory of playing this tank. I remember the Panther 2. I think I did a video, I was born to be a medium, and it was in this tank. Pretty sure. But so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go for this tank. I'm gonna free mark it, and I did, and I haven't got a clue why my average damage after 250 odd games was so bad. Because this is a really good tank. You know, it's not your conventional medium. It's more a sniping, sit at the back and then kind of brawl at the end stages. But yeah, so whatever. So I'm gonna conduct a review, stroke how to get your third MOE, you know, working on your MOEs, etc. For the Panther, this isn't your traditional Panther that you had in World War II. It's kind of different, so to speak. It has, as you can see, a sniping gun. It's the 75mm. It's pretty much it's the most accurate, I think, medium gun at tier 7. You know, 0.31 accuracy. You know, so it is a sniping gun 100%. But it's balanced by the fact that you get this like piddly amount of damage, 135. And I think, I can't remember what YouTuber kind of described it. It's like death by 1,000 needles. It's just like ping, 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 ping. And it takes forever to whittle somebody's health down, you know, from full health. 135 is quite pathetic at tier 7 for a German medium. But the aim time is, you know, very decent, 2.29. Not really, you know, no equipment needed there. But look at that accuracy, 0.31. I mean, that is fantastic. You're gonna 9 times out of 10, you're gonna land those shots on target, and that penetration as well, 198. That is the best penetration out of all tier 7 mediums. That is really up there, you know, 198. And rate of fire is very decent, 12.5. Very, very decent. And yeah, the gun is fantastic. Its only drawback is low alpha. It's, you know, that's the only drawback. The DPM is pretty, you know, nothing solid. It's just over 1900. It's medium-ish when you compare it to all the other tier 7 mediums. It's nothing fantastic, but yeah, but it still works 100%. You know, like I mentioned, the alpha is the lowest out of all the tier 7 mediums. Reload time is around 4 seconds. Shell velocity, the shells are quick. You know, the shell velocity, the speed of the shell, it's 945 meters per second. Is that right? I haven't got a clue. I believe it is, and that is pretty fast. You know, it's just the travel time is like choo choo choo. You know, it's very, very decent. Very, very good. And you do get 80 shells, I think it was, on the actual tank. So I don't recall ever really running out of shells. You know, having a shortage of shells. The gun dispersion, firing after you've been on the move, is very, very decent. You know, as is the aim time, like I mentioned before, 2.29. Speed on this tank is 55. Let's have a look. Is 48. I believe it's 48. Is it 48? Well, if it's 48, it's 48. But it's very decent. You know, it hustles, it moves. The only thing that's kind of a letdown when it comes to speed is the track traverse and the turret traverse. You know, as is always the case with German mediums. It's kind of like you swing your turret to the left and it's like, you know, can you move, can you move, can you move? But you can make it work, so to speak. Armor on this tank is nothing to speak of, as you can see, but there are some pretty decent angles, as you can see. You're gonna get some bounces, absolutely 100%. You know, that top plate, the front upper plate, you can see how it's angled and all of that jazz, and the sides as well. But it's very lightly armored. You know, it's nothing to write home about. So. But it is complemented by 1,270 hit points. That is pretty up there, you know, compared to other tier 7 mediums. Possibly, maybe that's the best when it comes to health pools. But it's a great tank. It really is a great tank, and I like it. I like it a lot. View range, as you can see, very healthy, 380. You got to stick binocs. Let's talk about equipment. Myself personally, I went for binocs. I went for the gun rammer, and I went for vents, basically. You know, so. But you can't just sit at the back and snipe, especially when you're trying to earn these bad boys, you know, these 9 rings. You know, you can't sit at the back and simply spam premium and expect to move up significantly when it comes to your MOEs. You need to brawl, you need to spot, you need to track. You know, you need to be a jack of all trades when it comes to MOEs. Otherwise, your MOEs are gonna just simply take forever. Keep in mind, you know, your MOEs are damage and assisted damage, and if you just inflict damage and nothing else, it'll go up, but it'll go up at a snail's pace. You know, very, very slow, 100%. I believe the gun depression is 8 degrees, and it's a pretty decent tank. I loved playing in the thing. I basically would just assist my team. You kind of monitor what's going on in the map. You set yourself up nicely in a really decent position, and you play the view range game. You know that you won't be spotted beyond 445. Render distance is 565, and I really did, you know, play the view range game in this tank. and I would inflict damage, basically, and then kind of move in to brawl, you know, to pick up some tracking damage and all of this and good stuff. But it was a real pleasure to play in this tank. It really was. It's very, very decent. I do like my accurate guns. And high pen. There wasn't that many instances where I kind of needed the premium ammo. There really wasn't. So a really decent tank. A lot of fun to play in. Let's get into some gameplay, shall we? And first game, we are on Erlenberg, commonly referred to, of course, as Kampenberg, in a tier 7, tier 6 matchup. What is this? Is this encounter where the cap circle is in the center, and basically it's you know, it's completely up for grabs. 15 minutes on the counter, we're good to go. And you know, we call this map, everybody calls this map Kampenberg, because due to the fact that, you know, all your team kind of lines up on the hill behind you, and the same thing happens with the resin. I was kind of discussing the view range game. What people kind of fail to understand is, you know, the distance between the hills in the east and west. It's about 6, I'd say 650 if you go by the map. You know, each block in representing 100 meters. So there's no way for them to see each other, you know, even if someone like myself is down here and is spotting, is lighting them up. There's simply no way for them to see them right now. The 87, my teammates behind me, they can see the 87, but they can't see any of the tanks. Did I light any up in the distance? I don't know. You know, the only people that are going to get shots on those tanks up on the hill right now, if I light any up in my Panther, is myself, you know, or if there's anybody else kind of trying to push a flank, possibly maybe. So that in there, you know, that's the problem with this map. You know, it's people like the camp, or people just don't seem to understand, you know, how far you can see, you know, render range and view range and all of this jazz. It just doesn't work if you just sit up there in the back. You know, it's just not going to work. You know, you have to take the base, you have to kill some reds, you have to, you know, I'm not going to be here forever, you know, it's just not going to work. So I need help, you know, in doing what I'm doing. And even though I got a fantastic sniping gun, 0.31 accuracy, I have no interest, zero interest in sitting up on the hill and sniping and etc, etc. I want to get my spotting damage in, I want to get my, you know, tracking damage in, I want to get my actual damage in, I want to do stuff. And I'm here in the center of the map trying to make stuff happen, trying to make stuff work, trying to push the reds, you know, into making bad calls, bad decisions, etc, etc. You know, SU-152, that's a mega TD, you know, that's a TD and a half, and I take him out, you know. I'm not even spotted, not even lit up. And of course I've got skills. I think I had silent, I was gonna say silent running, silent driving, and camo were my two skills and perks. Oh, of course, Sixth Sense. Mr. Jane Panther here, you know, the auto aiming on Jane Panther doesn't work. You're gonna get a bounce, and he's preoccupied with my compadres in the back there. So we're good to go. Get a couple of nice shots into him, and we're good. There's 87 right across the river who's just continuously mucking up my game here. You know, he's the one. There he is. And he's preventing me from doing what I want to do, you know, which is, I don't know, he's sort of kind of keeping me pinned down. You know, I'm not free to do whatever the hell I want. You know, it could have been a much better game, truth be told. But continuously trying, I'm hoping, you know, my teammates are going to get shots on him. Pretty tough nut to crack the 87. The only way I'm going to pen him is, you know, in that commander's hatch. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he had camo on. Who the hell knows? due to the fact that I was continuously lit up. I wasn't sure where it was from. My compadre shows up behind me. I'm kind of in a quandary here. You know, I don't want to keep him boxed in behind me, so I decide to move on. And, you know, I have to sacrifice some damage. What can you do? But I'm over here, behind these set of houses. I'm continuously lit up. I'm not sure where it was from. This made me very, very nervous. You'll see me, I'm constantly mobile. I don't stop for a second. But you're going to see here in a second. And I don't think it was the 87. Oh, there you go. Is it a stationary TD somewhere? I haven't got a clue. You know, was it this VK? I don't think so. I think this is the SU-100M1 over here. Is it? Yeah. And I think I get a tracking shot into this gent, but not actual damage. Yeah, there you go. I'm very, very nervous over here. You see him? There you go. I'm not sure where that's coming from, you know. Even though I've watched this game, you know, a couple of times, and just couldn't figure out where this. I don't think it was coming from between the buildings from the 87, because he doesn't get lit up. He's just hiding and trying to get some more shots into this SU-100M1. Yeah, very, very odd. Very odd. Somebody's in a bush somewhere. Yeah, see? And you can see how nervous I am. Or continuous. I said that I'm not gonna make it easy for them. You know, I'm not gonna make it easy for them. I was rocking back and forth, non-stop, continuously, but the whole time I was saying to myself, "Is it the 87? Is it the goddamn 87?" And look, there's an 87 next to me. Is that 87? I'm pretty sure it is. And pull back here, trying to, yeah, see, that was most probably 87 as I crossed the way there. Absolutely. So I did decide this is not going to work, you know. So somebody's going to get shots on me. I decided, okay, get the hell out of Dodge, relocate back over here where you originally were. And luckily for me, a T-25-2 kind of focused on my compadre TD over there, I think. And T-25-2, pretty kick-ass tank, you know, really decent gun, but very, very spongy, very easy to pen. It being a, you know, TD. There you go. Pretty much every single shot. You're gonna see in this tank. Yeah, I hardly ever consider loading premium ammo. 198 pen is fantastic. You know, average pen I think on tier 7 TDs is I think it's 190, around that, something like that. So you're well above average. You know, you're good to go. And the SU-100M1 has somehow crept up, but I'm not gonna get shots on me. He's all the way over yonder. Oh no, possibly, maybe. You can see so far it's a very, very decent game. You know, 19 damage ribbons. Granted, you know, low alpha. Mr. Tiger sitting up there. He's sitting there. You know, Tiger is just nice and spongy. Delicious armor. The only thing the Tiger has going for it is a buttload of hit points and a fantastic, you know, reload, rate of fire. But armor, no. You know, I would remember once in a blue moon bouncing off a Tiger. Absolutely depends on the tank that you're in. But a lot of bad Tiger players out there. Heaven forbid you come across a decent Tiger player, you know. And yeah, that's gonna spell trouble for you. French heavy, it's very similar to the Tiger, very spongy armor as well. You don't see them that often on the battlefield. You can see my binocs haven't been using them, but I like to have them because the tank is really great, you know. So there's you're kind of sport for choice. You're not sport for choice. You don't need that much equipment. You're trying to make whatever's OP even more OP, combined with compensate for the weaknesses of the tank. You know, so that's why I boost the rate of fire. And I put binocs on because of the fantastic accuracy, you know. So finally I decide, okay, let's go for this 87. I do load premium here, and that's because I want to get rid of it. I know that while I am engaging him, there's a danger of me getting penned from the guys up on the hill, you know. So I want to, every single shot to count. I need to deal with him. I need to finish with him. There's plenty of times where I've bounced off a rear of the 87. So, you know, I just... Okay, he's dealt with, and we're good to go. There's just 2 heavies left. 28 pens. We're golden. We're good. A very, very decent game. A very decent game. But you can see, you know, I decided. I think I'll make one shot here. I decided to turn off that premium ammo because it's not needed. It's just the situation simply called for it. And because I need to deal with that 87 as quick as possible so I can, you know, move on, etc, etc. Good to go. So fantastic aim time, fantastic dispersion, fantastic accuracy, just low alpha, but you know, death of 1,000 needles and all that jazz. You're good to go. I've got plenty of high calibers in this tank, and even though I have that piddly alpha, so you're good, you're golden. Pick and choose your moments, and you'll be fine. Mr. Tiger. Hello, Mr. Tiger. I do load premiums. I can't remember why I loaded premiums. Possibly maybe I just wanted to hit that 30 mark with the damage limits. I don't know. That was a little bit greedy of me. 4 kills, very good. And it's a fantastic result. You know, that silver is really decent. This is a perfect game. A really, really decent game for your MOEs. You know, for yourself as a player, absolutely. But for your MOEs, this is a fantastic game. This is like a 1 to 2% kind of thing, because a great big chunk of damage, and plus a great big chunk of assisted damage. You know, mastery badge, of course, high caliber, converterate, you know, all of that jazz. So this is a really, really decent game for your MOEs, for instance. And I pick up 2,000 plus base XP to boot. 2,157 base XP. That's a big deal, right? Doesn't happen very often. That's a big deal. On to the next game. And second game we are on. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of this map. And we are bottom tier. In this match we are bottom tier, and this is a pretty decent representation of what to do when you're bottom tier in especially in a tank with such low alpha, which is you just have to support. It's kind of like standing on the shoulders of giants, I guess. You know, the giants being your top tier teammates, I guess. Spot for them, light up the targets for them, take opportunistic shots if and when you can, especially, you know, instances such as these. You know, I know I'm safe to fire my gun, and I get some really decent pens on a tier 9. You know, keep in mind he is 2 tiers above me. He is top tier, and I've just took off what, that's 25% of his health. You know, and that's it. You know, as soon as he turns towards me, I know I can't pen. You know, I know I can't pen, so I don't bother with the shot, and I continue doing my little sit in the bush, lighting up the reds, requesting fire, etc, etc. You know, I'm here to support. I'll help in any way, shape or form that I can, and I'll brawl if called upon, but don't expect great things from me. You know, you know, my alpha, it is what it is. I'm getting my damage ribbons in. You know, we're golden, we're good. And even though I'm low tier, bottom tier, and this is just like the SD1, you know, here with the motherland. He's just exposing his side. No problem, I can pen that all day long. And yeah, I'm good to go. You know, I'm spotting ribbons, get lit up, pull back. I realise, you know, when you pull back, you shouldn't really turn your turret. You know, keep facing forward, etc., etc. If you're kind of running a gauntlet and the enemies are to the left, turn your turret towards the enemies. You know, don't face your turret in the direction that you're going in, because you're going to expose the weakest part of your turret. Face the turret. You know, that way it increases the chance of a bounce, etc., etc. So I always kind of do that. But I have lost 50% of my hit points, so that's a bit of a shame. But I just look at these tanks, you know, some of these tanks, these tier 9s, and I'm just like, you know, E50, OMG, in the hands of a really decent player, what am I going to do in my piddly widdly? You know, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to support. That's about it. That's all I can do. Maybe I can help, assist. There's no way I'm going to carry a game or anything like that. You know, I can just do my best and try and survive. I think my survivability rate goes up even higher when it comes to the higher tier games. When I'm lower tier, because I'm so careful. I'm so careful. I know what's out there, you know. Borsig and the Waffentrager tier 9, 500 alpha, 750 alpha. You're talking about a big chunk of my health, you know. Absolutely. So we were kind of pulling back at. I think I auto aim just get. So, I mean, it is a T49. His armor is a bit troll, so. But you could, I mean, you know, I've mentioned it before, you need these higher tier games. Because of the XP, you just get a buttload of XP, whatever you do. Yeah, so, aha. Hello. Low alpha, no problem. Load of premium shell, we're good to go. Mr. Was it T49? Still have premium loaded. I think my mentality here was I'm going here. Of course, this is it's a complete waste. Absolutely. Get a little RAM there. Xbox automatically records it for whatever reason. I'm sorry to say that you know, this game it happened when the servers restarted, so there's no result page, there's no stat page, so I just thought I'd let you guys know about that. So right now, you know, again, I'm trying to put the strengths of my tank at the forefront of this game. And my thinking mentality was here, if I could pull back into the enemy base, not their, you know, not the base cap or anything along those lines, but if I could pull back to where they spawn, I could put my sniping gun to really good use. You know, we're down by 3 tanks, but my thinking was, okay, take out Artie, which would be a nice little bonus because he's tier 9, he's 2 tiers above you. And then, see, look at this low alpha. Low alpha. Since when does it take 3 shots to take out Artie? But my thinking was pull back towards the enemy base and get all the way in the north and just snipe. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. This could have been a fantastic game for me. Absolutely. I've been in plenty of games like this where I was bottom tier and I knew what to do, but it wasn't to be. But it's still a very decent game. I got 3 kills, 11 pens. I'm happy. And you see what the score is, 10 to 12. I said we got this. We've 100% got this. I knew this heavy was going to die, but the positioning of the tier 9 Woofy and the Tortoise, I knew that if they supported each other, we could win this 100%. And spoiler alert, we do. I'll see you in the next game. And final game, we are on an Arctic region, and this is kind of the game that should have been in the previous battle, kind of thing. Yeah, but we're top tier, we're heavy top tier here, plenty of lower tier tanks, so we're gonna have a decent game if I make some decent judgment calls, and yeah, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get some nice shots into him quickly, and you can see I'm not lit up. It's due to my skills and, you know, the camera values of my tank and where he's positioned. But OMG, quite a few tanks, you know. Fellow Panther, I can pen him the way he's positioned. And so you see those damage rooms, they just stack up. He's kind of preoccupied with who should he shoot, all of that jazz. Take him out, get my first kill. I know there's a whole bunch of tanks around this corner, and I'm trying to lose that sixth sense before I pop out of cover. There we go. Receive a shot. Quite a big shot. Yeah. So that's about 25% of my alpha, of my hit points. Artie takes a swig at me. Can't believe he managed any shots, but there's a TD back there. You can tell there's a TD. That tracers are coming in. Beautiful Artie round, very quick firing. Possibly maybe that's a British. I don't know. So I'm being supported by 3 heavies behind me. Of course, you know, I'm the light medium. I'm up front. But what can you do? I want to get my damage in 100%. I'm being aggressive. I fully understand what it means to be top tier. When you're top tier, you want a Radley, you want a high caliber game, you want this, you want that. You just have to recognize that you are top tier, and you should be a little bit more aggressive, because that's how Radleys are made. That's how one day I'll get a Paul's medal. One day. But T-34 85, really poor, you know, positioning there, just exposing his side. Absolutely. My only concern here is bounce is artillery, you know, so you can see how I'm wedged up against the mountain here. But I fully recognize the situation. I fully understand what's going on, and that if I don't do something now, I will die. So it's time for a tactical retreat. I'm on 300 hit points. I've got 13 damage rippers in, which is fantastic, you know, because we're only 3 minutes into the game. But I fully recognize when I'm beat, when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm outnumbered, and it's time to pull back, you know. And now it's time to pull back as far as possible and put my, you know, fantastic sniping gun into use to good effect. I knew that if I escaped this situation, I would still have a fantastic game, because I've got 13 damage ribbons in, and if I just sit just beyond my base, kick in my binocs, there's gonna be a whole bunch of reds. They're gonna eventually overwhelm that heavy. Sorry to say, you know, I left him behind, and I'm sorry about that, but you know, either he was gonna die or I was gonna die along with him, you know. So one or both of us, you know, one tank or 2 tanks. So I had to. Sometimes you got to make those tough judgment calls. So many times I've just YOLO'd into situations because I wanted to help out my buddy, and yeah, and I would die, and I would say to myself, well, what the hell was the point of that? You know, that guy's dead. He must be in his garage already. You know, I'm dead. I'll never see this guy again. What about my team? What about my, you know, my XP? What about these? You know, it is what it is. Absolutely. So yeah, yes indeed, he's gone. And this is, you know, these guys are being lit up by that medium to my right. So I'm not going to get any kind of spotting damage. I'm just going to get actual damage. So repositioning. I'm a little bit too far back. Let those binocs kick in. There he is. Yep, I can do this. I said, you know, I don't even need premium. Trust me, I've been in this situation where I was bottom tier and it just didn't work. You know, I couldn't pen. But at this distance, I can do this, you know. So we load up some premium because I don't want to get overwhelmed. You know, we're down in numbers. We've been losing kind of like the whole game, not by much, but so I need to annihilate this flank. Really, I need to annihilate an entire flank. That was my plan. These guys who got cocky and got brass and thought, we're coming for you. Yeah, I decided that, yeah, I was going to annihilate an entire flank, and I did. With the, you know, with the help of that medium up there, but yeah, that medium, that position there is, yeah, it doesn't exactly say, you know, I've got balls of steel. What, he moved like 50 meters from his spawn point, and there you go. You know, we're good to go. We've just annihilated. Did this A43? He did help out, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Switch back to regular ammo, but I made a fantastic judgment call. I decided that, okay, I'm gonna pull back. I didn't decide, you know, I'm gonna bite off more than I can chew. We're losing. We're down. But I decided, okay, let's put my sniping gun to good use, my camo value to good use, pull back, and just slap these guys in the face from a distance, of course. From a distance. So moving up here, as you can see, Artie's still in play. And they have a heavy and a TD still in play. So this is still very, you know, precarious, very dodgy situation, because we have to make our way over there, you know. And Artie's still in play, a TD is still in play, you know, and two heavies are still in play. So if they know what they're doing, you know, they could just turtle up and they'll be golden. They'll be good to go. ARL, I can do this all day, absolutely. That was very lucky. That was lucky. Can we do it again? Yes, we can. And he finally disappears. Oh, there he goes. He's gone into that little dip in the mini valley. Am I getting lit up? Am I getting lit up? I mean, will I get lit up? There's a TD out there. If he's smart, if he plays his cards right, sits in the bush, and I'm on 300 hit points, and there he is, St. Emil. This tank line leading to Waffentrager, I know what they're all about. They got fantastic pen, amazing pen. You know, the tier 5 has 200 pen at tier 5. At tier 5, 200 pen. I think it's 198. But yeah, that's ridiculous. You know, that is redonkulous. I get very, very lucky. Hooyah! I get very lucky. But at the same time, you can see I'm kind of very edgy because of the TD and because of the audio inplay. Everything else I can deal with, you know. I have no problem this KV2 taking a swig at me because KV2 accuracy. But you know, sometimes, like they say, the hand of Stalin reaches down and he'll make a shot at 300 meters. And what can you do? And I've done it. I've one-shotted a scout tank on the top of the hill in cliff in a KV2, you know, without aiming, with auto aim. It's just like cheese and rice, and we're good to go. Very good game. 32 damage ribbons, 4 kills. Very decent. You know, I went the distance. Absolutely. Very, very happy with that game. 92,000 silver, not bad. 2.8, 1,000 assisted. Very nice game. High caliber, Confederate, all of that jazz. Gold mastery. 1,916 base XP. Very decent tank. GG's. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Panther Tier 7 German medium leading to the E50M. This tank is fantastic. It's badass. It's pretty neat. It's not badass, but the gun is badass. The Alpha is not badass. The pen is badass. The accuracy is badass. And keep in mind, 0.31 accuracy is not your real accuracy on the tank. You know, if you have 75% crew trained, your accuracy is going to be worse. I was always on the assumption when I initially started World of Tanks that nothing can manipulate accuracy, that it is 100% set in stone. For those of you that have heard this before, I'm sorry, but you know. But accuracy can 100% be manipulated with skills and perks and equipment. Can it be not with skills and perks? Well, with food, with equipment, you know, all of that jazz. So with this loadout that I had, if I added food, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if my accuracy was 0.29 in this tank, you know, with the setup that I had. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. Really decent tank. Highly recommend it. A lot of fun to free mark this tank, and this tank line is just fantastic. You know, high pen, high accuracy, great German guns leading all the way to the E50M. Take it easy, guys. Please drop a like. Adios, muchachos.